So I wrote my reflection down just to make it easier for me. That way I won't have to be looking back and forth at the questions. So just starting off, I did not accurately predict how well I knew the material. I knew it less than I thought. When I did the quizzes, I would read the chapters before going to class, and when it was time for the quizzes, I would go back to skim through the chapter so the material would be fresh in my mind for the quizzes. So basically, like before class, I would read the chapter that we were going to be talking about, so I had in mind an idea of the information and the material that was going to be talked about. And when it came to the quizzes, I would see the concepts, and then I would go back and skim just to refresh the material right before the quizzes. I did do well in the quizzes and other assignments, which is why I thought I would do well in the exam. But again, I'm not a very good test taker, so I think that's one thing that impacted my score. I tend to second guess myself when it comes to the exam, even though I know I studied the information and I know the information. I just tend to second guess excuse me, myself in the exam, which is why I don't do so well. Next time, I will read the chapters more thoroughly and more than one time. I think if I read the chapters more than once, I will be able to memorize more information rather than me forgetting it after. So basically, just keep going back to the material, refreshing it, because it is a lot of material to really understand and memorize. How I want to say it. I will also use flashcards to learn the definition. So I did realize how on the exam, it's important just to know the basic definitions of the words, so I know that will help me for next time. One thing that is still confusing to me is the commerce clause, because it has more parts to it and includes other types of clauses like the due process clause, which I get the meanings confused with each other. So with the different types of clauses, I tend to confuse them with each other. One interesting thing that I learned was how ethics play a major role in business. I know what ethics are, and I always knew, how businesses use them. I just never realized how important ethics were in a business, and I just didn't realize how they are part of the basis of the foundation of a business. So without ethics, a business really wouldn't function, and it wouldn't really be as successful, without the business ethics.